We are now on my least favorite color, and it's so funny how it's picking up through the camera because it looks a lot more red than it actually is, but in reality this is like a pinky, mauvey, reddish color that just it's not doing it for me. Again, I am amazed that it actually looks better on the camera than it does in person, but I think that goes to show how pigmented it is, and the more pigmented, the more it's going to pick up. So it may even photograph differently than what it's showing. But let's just take a look here how pink that is in comparison to the other shades. Of the last row. Now, that being said, when I swatched it here, it's swatched as a pink brown. It's the bottom middle swatch that you see right here, pink brown. And on me, it almost, I mean, it does actually, well, under this light, you see a fair amount of pink. But even more so in person, this is more pink than it's even showing in the camera. And it actually doesn't look so horrible here, so, you know, maybe that says, Jessica, give it another shot, maybe you won't hate it as much as you're hating it. I wouldn't say hate it, but I definitely would not be wearing this shade on the regular. Again, I feel that somebody with a darker skin tone or a medium skin tone would look fantastic in this color. And it's funny because the top and the bottom shades, I feel that both of these would look best on somebody with medium skin tone, yet that middle shade I think looks phenomenal phenomenal on my fair skin. So it's not even that one shade necessarily in the row would say this is light, medium, dark. It's just skin tone, and I'm actually really happy that I'm able to do this because using the actual skin tone and showing it on a person really can vary. I wish I had different models with me that were, you know, medium skin and darker skin, just so you could see the complete difference and how each individual color would look on each individual skin tone. Unfortunately, I do not have that capacity or capability at this time, but ideally I would love to be able to show all these fantastic colors on different skin tones just so you can really see how usable the color palette is. I have one more color left to show you, and then I will really get into the meat of it and review each color individually. Or review the palette as a whole. We're not going to go into each colors any further than I have thus far. And now we're on to my favorite shade of this collection, which is Tannin, and it is the deepest red, and I think there's three that particularly I like the most, and this is by far my favorite shade. I think it actually looks darker in the palette than it does on my lips, which for me was just a touch upsetting because I was hoping to get like this insanely vampy red. This red is beautiful, it's just not as rich as it's showing here. It picks up as a deep red, almost with a berry hint, at least from this palette here. Now, swatching it out, it does show up as a super deep red. It's this red right here. Shows up as a super deep red, but not so heavy on the berry. And on me, I'm seeing a super deep red, and I'm not seeing any berry at all on my lips, which is not a problem. I just think it's very interesting how on my skin tone it picks up, and that's not to say that with a different skin tone it would pick up in a different way. So this palette as a whole, actually there is something I wanted to look up, but this palette as a whole, as I said, is worth $96 retail, and it is $36 at Sephora.com. I did purchase this item. I did not have this sent to me, so I actually purchased during the Sephora spin the wheel sale. So I got this for 25% off or 10% off, whatever the discount was. I got this for that, or free shipping. I don't know. I got it on sale. Whatever it was, I got this on sale. So each individual color, balm, prep, prime, etc., each individual here is 0.025 ounces. I wanted to actually compare that to Bite Beauty's actual lipstick size because they do compare it. The only thing that I'm kind of interested is the value actually the real deal value in terms of the sizes of the lipsticks. A full size lipstick. Each individual lipstick retails at $24. And that's really why I wanted to do this, just so I could try different colors. There are a few more that I want to try that were actually not even shown here, so this may actually send me out to do that. I've said actually like 85 times. Okay, so each shade from Bite Beauty is 0.13 ounces compared to 0.025 ounces here, each individual shade. What's interesting is that I tend to go for matte colors. None of these, not a single one, is a matte. They may appear matte in the camera, and that's okay with me, but not a single one. All of these have a glossier feel. Now, the reason why I feel that is because the makeup of this line is supposed to provide antioxidant resveratrol, which helps with anti-aging benefits. So there's a lot of nutrients and oils in this product that's not going to allow it to be a matte finish. And as I said, some of them are more pigmented than other. The one thing I can say for each individual color that you see here, that's from the fairest to the darkest, is that with wear over an extended period of time, I'm talking eating, drinking, etc., even as the lip shade does start to fade, it still leaves a color on the lips, almost like a tint. So even if you're losing the potency of the brightness of the shade, you still have an undercolor that shows through. So the need for application is not so severe as it would be if it wasn't staining the lip as well. It's easy to take off with a makeup remover, so don't fear that the lip stain is going to stay for days and days. But I do want to say that I feel that the longevity of this product, though it's not a matte, is actually very, very stable. One thing that I can say about the company, they have a diverse line. Their actual lip color line has at least 18, 19 colors. This is just 9 of which this isn't even half of the colors in the line. And moisture rich. They call this lip color, or these lipsticks, moisture rich. I completely agree with them. Whether I use it with or without their primer or the prep, actually I never use the prep underneath the lipstick. It makes it it makes me slide too much. I have used their primer just out of pure curiosity, and I find that it does help control bleeding, which is a huge issue, especially when you wear dark colors like mine. But the lip color itself, at first you're going to think it's really smooth and it's going to come off, and that was my biggest fear because it's not a matte. Fear not. Once it dries down a little bit, it does take a little bit to do that, but once it does, it's still working to moisturize and hydrate the lips, but the color stays, and it stays for quite a while. Another thing, with anything I ever show you, it's paraben and sulfate free. It's also synthetic fragrance and dye free, petrochemical, phthalate, GMO, and triclosan. I don't know what that is, but I know it's not good for you because I see it in all the natural products that it's not there. But as always, it's always paraben and sulfate free, as this line is. It's pretty much as natural as it gets. their big thing is that these are food grade products, food grade ingredients that are in these products. So, you know, they say a woman eats like a pound of lipstick a year or something crazy like that. It's totally safe to eat this line. I'm not saying scoop it out and eat it, but as you talk, as you drink, as you eat, you swallow, you're consuming the lipstick little by little, so there's no carcinogens going into you, there's nothing unsafe going into you using this line. That's really ultimately what intrigued me about it last year when I first heard about this line. Overall, I'm incredibly impressed with this palette. Just as someone who does find the lipsticks, they are $24 in a full-size lipstick. So when I'm picking a color, I'd love to be able to sample it for a little bit before I hone in on my specific color, the few shades that really work for me, unless I'm gung-ho on a certain color, which has been the case, at least for me, with a few of the MAC reds that have always been my staple go-to. But this, there's been so many I want to try. Like I said, there are still 2 or 3 more that I'd like to try that were not in this palette. But this was a great start, and some colors that I would not typically ever wear looked pretty decent on, and it would make me consider buying full-size products. And some of these reds are so incredibly beautiful on that it would definitely make me consider buying full-size products once I run out of this. The other convenience of having this beauty library, as they call it, it does come with a brush, by the way, is that it's so tiny. I can just pop it in my purse. There's not a lot of jingling. If I have a smaller bag, this is so easy and convenient. I have a multitude of colors. I sometimes like to blend a few of the colors together to create a different shade, and it's perfect, you know? It's just this little teeny thing, and you're ready to go. So, in lieu of Holiday Mania starting November 1st on my blog and on my YouTube page, this is a fantastic item to stuff stockings with, Hanukkah gifts, surprise for your best girlfriends. This is just wonderful. It's natural, it's healthy, there's no crazy chemicals going into the body. You couldn't give a healthier, happier gift that'll make any woman happy to receive and happy to put a big smile on with her new lip shades. That also being said, I want to give away one of these awesome Bite Beauty lip libraries to my viewers. Now, I'm going to be giving away one of these. This contest is going to run for a full week. So November 1st to November 8th. November 8th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I will pick a winner. Now, in order to win this, you're going to have to subscribe up above, follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, and follow me on Tumblr. So hit subscribe up above. My Twitter is glitterythings_. My Instagram is glitterythings, and my Tumblr is CupcakesRingsandGlitteryThings. Please check out my blog while you're at it, CupcakesRingsandGlitteryThings.com. And don't forget to leave a comment below as to why you would like to win one of these babies for your upcoming holiday season. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the review, and good luck to everyone who enters. Bye.